Hey everyone, it's Nico from the blog documentingsimpleliving.com, where I talk about simplifying food, self-care, and consumption in the modern world. Today I decided to try my hand at making elderflower tincture, and I wanted to share that process with you. Now, I am far from an herbalist. I'm not really even a hobby herbalist. I have dabbled in growing culinary herbs and making things like simple thyme syrup for colds and flus. I was walking along a path near where we live and noticed that there was an elder tree, and I'd been reading about the wide variety of medicinal applications that the elder tree has. So in the spring, in June, early June, late June, the elder tree has elderflowers, these kind of small white flower heads of clusters of white flowers, and you can take those and you can make a tincture, which is what we're going to do today, or you can make cordials. And then in the later summer or early fall, there are elderberries, which you can boil and make elderberry syrup with, which is great for preventing colds and flus, seasonal illnesses, that sort of thing. And you can even make elderberry syrup gummies, which is something that I've done here on this channel, and it just makes it easier for younger people to consume elderberry syrup. I foraged my elderflowers for this tincture by just picking about 5 or 6 of the flower heads from this elder tree, and I'm going to use them in the tincture today. And it's worth, in your area, seeing if you have any elder trees around that you could forage flowers from as well. It's a perfect time of year to just look around and see what the plant life is around your area. So to make elderflower tincture, it's really easy. All you need are 2 ingredients, and that is about 5 or 6 of those flower heads of elderflowers, and then you need a clear alcohol. I'm using vodka. You want to make sure it's 40 proof or above, but any clear alcohol should work. The first step to making elderflower tincture is to remove the stems and leaves from the flowers, so you're just looking to have the flowers. So I just used a pair of scissors to cut off those beautiful tiny white flowers. Put the flowers into a glass jar and cover them with the vodka or whatever alcohol you're using. You want to make sure they're completely covered in the alcohol and are totally being saturated by it. The reason that tinctures have alcohol is because alcohol is really powerful at helping to steep out some of the medicinal properties from the herb or flower. I used a little glass jar that I have like this. Mine has a metal lid, and so if yours also has a metal lid instead of plastic or something, what you want to do is just put a piece of parchment paper between the lid and the tincture to prevent corrosion, and then screw the lid on once the alcohol is covering the flowers. Just put the lid on with the parchment paper. Then all you need to do is set it in a cool, dark place for about 6 weeks, and then strain it off and put the liquid into a container, a glass container. I like to use ones with a dropper because it makes using the tincture easier. You just can pull out a little bit from the dropper and put it under your tongue or into a drink. So it's really simple. You just set it in a cool, dark place for about 6 weeks and then strain it off, and you have your tincture. This is what mine currently looks like. You can see I've put a piece of parchment paper between the metal lid and the flowers and vodka and screwed it on. I'll just leave it in a dark place for 6 weeks and then I will try it. Now we like to use this whenever we feel a cold or flu coming on. I just usually put a few drops under my tongue or into a cool beverage. You don't really want to put the tincture into a warm beverage because it can dilute some of the properties of the tincture. So stick to a cool beverage or just straight under the tongue. What's motivating me to learn more about how to make these tinctures and more herbal medicine is just that a lot of these things grow in the natural world around us, like in our backyards or along the walkways that we use. And if we can know how to best use some of the medicinal properties of those herbs or plants, it gives us a bit more power over taking care of our own health in a more kind of natural and holistic way. If you're also interested in dabbling in this sort of thing, let me know in the comments below what you've tried, what you've enjoyed, what hasn't really worked. It would be interesting to kind of share what we're all learning together so we can not repeat the same mistakes and all grow our knowledge on this stuff together. So that's what I wanted to share today. Thank you so much for stopping by. I make 2 new videos every week about simplifying food, self-care, and consumption in the modern world, and I'll speak to you in the next Documenting Simple Living video.